Alright, so here's a quick introduction to the many online useful resources Sally's has to do research. This is all in addition, obviously, to the printed stuff that we have in the library, which in certain departments has now been moved into some of the department chairs' classrooms. In the religion department, that's certainly the case. Um, so this is good for how to do research for the religion department especially, but it can be useful in other departments too. The obvious place to start is still, as much as some teachers don't want to admit it, as much as sometimes I don't want to admit it, Google. Google's often great. For the projects my class works on, something like Exodus might be a good thing to search for. There'll be a ton of things. So the first thing we have to talk about is how to make sure you get good things from this. Wikipedia, not a great source. I am going to take you to it really quickly, nonetheless. Book of Exodus. Um, it'll give you a general overview. Don't rely on it, especially with regard to anything that's pretty well known, because people go in and change it a lot. Um, but what is pretty good, the citations at the bottom. If you have a bibliography at the bottom, a lot of this stuff's going to be excellent. Anything from, and you can ask your teachers in individual departments what publishers are good, but things that say university press or things that say academic press will usually be pretty decent. In religion, Erdmann's is maybe a little bit conservative but pretty good. InterVarsity, same thing. um, and several other solid ones are out there too. And in each department, teachers will know pretty well what's good and what's not so good. With regard to looking at other websites, they often point you to really good things at the bottoms of these passages. So always take a look. But as I said, anything you see on Wikipedia, make really, really sure you verify it. When you're looking through the other results on Google, a couple things to point out. If you see something with a random ending, IO, it's probably not wonderful. So probably skip it. At best, it's a foreign source, which may be good, but you would want to have a little bit more background information to verify whether it was good or not before relying on its goodness, if that makes sense. Anything that ends in edu, usually pretty solid because that's connected with a university. Anything that ends in .org might be reliable, but make sure that the org it's related to doesn't necessarily have like a certain way of looking at things, a biased way of looking at things. So I'm looking right here at the LDS, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That's the Mormons. Now the Mormons have a great tradition, but maybe I don't want to go directly to them for commentary on Exodus if I'm looking at things from a non-Mormon perspective. It's not that their way is necessarily bad, it's just not the way we're going, and you got to be aware of that. PBS is excellent. Things like this. Apparently, Exodus has something to do with Bitcoin too. I didn't know that. Anyway, so that's always useful. A way to be really sure on Google that you've got good stuff is to go to scholar.google.com and search here. So if I search Exodus here we go. There'll be plenty of decent things. This is probably too broad. How about we search Exodus Bible? And there we go. There'll be several useful things there too. All of this stuff will be peer-reviewed, very well written, very well researched things. In fact, I'm looking at this realizing that there's a couple things here I even used for my senior thesis in college. Be wary of the dates on these things, and again, be wary of the publishers. Your teachers will know which publishers are sort of good and which ones might not be that great. But things that are 54 years old, maybe not where you want to go first. And go for the newer stuff. It's going to vary again from topic to topic, but this is a good place to go. With regard to Sally's actual library, our library website is right here, under Academics and then under Library. These here at the bottom are not links, so they won't take you directly to the things, but it does remind you of what we've got. The first of these things is the Delaware Library Catalog. This is the state's libraries, and so we are in the consortium of those state libraries. Anything they have, we can get. So, suppose I wanted again, Book of Exodus. It's going to show me the results eventually, but while it's loading them here, We can search things by format. So if I wanted something that was Kindle, I could check that and hit include, and it would show me all the Kindle results that I'd be able to just download. So that might even be the easiest thing. If I want physical books, I can expand this list until I get to Salesianum Library, check it, and hit include, and then it will only show the things that we have here, just so that I don't have to expand all the way down to the S's. Suppose I want something that's at Brandywine 100 Library on Folk Road. Include, and once it loads, now it will only be showing me the things that are at Brandywine 100 Library. There we go. Not all of these have anything to do with the Bible. If you scroll through, some of them will. That'll be quite useful. The library, our school library, also has access to the UD Lib Search. This is the University of Delaware's databases. If you search UD Lib Search on Google, the first result will be high school databases. You can look through these. These have different information on all kinds of subjects, and they're sorted by topic down here. So searching down here for whatever project you have, in my class, government and history will be good, arts and humanities might be good, biographies might even be good. Searching by subject will often be good, and anything you find in these sources will again be peer-reviewed, carefully written, well-researched, etc. Nothing written by crazies, basically, or by people who don't know what they're talking about. So search through those when you're doing research because they're excellent. JSTOR is next. This one you would have to log into, and the library at school has the password, so just go ask them for it. I'm already logged in here, as you can see, but whatever I want to search. Suppose I wanted to search the Negev, which is where a lot of early stuff in the book of Genesis happened. Suppose I was curious about that. I could search it. I could scroll through these. Now again, some of them may not be relevant. Byzantine period burials, that's a little bit after my biblical stuff, but maybe if I'm doing a history project about the collapse of the Roman Empire, that might be useful. Anyway, here, this might be useful for a Bible thing. Settlement and agriculture on an ancient desert frontier. Understanding how people lived in the ancient world on this frontier. That would be excellent. So I'm going to go ahead and download the PDF. I have to accept. This says basically that I won't commit copyright infringement. Don't do that. It's not nice, you know. But here's my article, and I can read through it, and I can use it as I see fit. In the religion department at Sally's, we've actually cataloged what's at the back of the room. So if you go to librarything.com/catalog, catalog, I can't spell, there we go, /Salesianum religion, this should take us there. Of course not. That's it. I just misspelled catalog. This is everything that's at the back of Mr. Menicucci's room, which is all stuff that used to be in the library but eventually got transferred to us. Some of it is also in the back of my room, 144. That hasn't been cataloged yet, but will be soon. So if I wanted to search, what does the Salesianum Religion Department have about Exodus? There we go. Most of these books, if you have a project for my class in particular, I will have already pulled off the shelf. But, you know, if you're ever doing a project and you think to yourself, I need to know something more about religion, this would also be an excellent place to look. And finally, of course, asking your teachers for additional resources, asking your teachers to help you make sure the resources you're using are good, all of these are also excellent techniques. So, hopefully that helps.